purest form of fiction is the truth.
Wow. Okay. That's where the episode starts, is you saying that, because I think that's fundamentally true. I think the broken clock that is both of our galaxy brains has stumbled upon yet another
We did it.
piece of wisdom.
We did it.
Is it hot there?
Fortunately, not so bad. I think it got up to like 70 today. So how are you doing there?
Oh, I mean, it's extremely hot here. It was like 96 today.
Yeah, I was getting reports from a friend of the show, Savannah, up in Michigan. It was almost 100 before noon today. So
yeah,
sounds like things are pretty brutal out there.
Yeah, it's not great.
But you installed those mini splits a few years ago.
It's totally chill in our home. I mean, my office / recording studio, not so much, because it's kind of in between the rooms that have those.
Oh no!
Which is, look, hey, it was the only way they could be put in, but it definitely is less than ideal in a time like this, where I'm like, I better turn the fan down so that we don't pick it up on the microphone. But also,
but you're just gonna get toasty.
I am going to drip this whole episode.
Okay,
and
we'll
I don't
have
mean fashionably.
Grossly, he means.
Yeah, it's mostly oozing.
Well, so far you just look dewy. You look youthful.
I know. I got that glass skin, don't I?
Yeah, you really do. Yeah.
It's a combination of layered on sunscreen from earlier and just
Good.
like everything's just coming out of the pores now. Yeah, it was like 96 today. At one point, I looked at my phone. The real feel was like 103. And yeah, I believe it. It's unpleasant, but hey, look, this is the price we have to pay to continue to do things as if nothing ever could go wrong. So
yeah, for sure.
I think it's fair, right? Like,
it's there's nothing else to it. I mean, there's no other choice.
Yeah, we should reach a point where at least a third of the year is just completely so uncomfortable,
unbearable.
Literally, no one can. Like, lots of people who are young and old will die, and those of us who are not yet there will be miserable, exhausted, but still expected maybe to work more, because there's been buzz lately that we have too many holidays. I guess I don't know if you heard that.
Yeah,
one,
I have.
Wow.
I did hear that. Yeah.
Weird thing to say, that we have too many holidays, especially right after a newly minted federal holiday celebrating the liberation of Black Americans. Exciting stuff. But that's not even the whole of it. This isn't a news show, so we're not going to talk about the other military conflicts going on right now, because that would be irresponsible of us. We're not here for that. We're here to talk about hot things. And, there's nothing hotter than a good dance. So show us your paso doble.
I don't know how. I didn't learn. I didn't pay close enough attention.
I just love how the dad is so insistent. He's like, show us your paso doble. And he's like, I don't even know what you're talking about. I'm an Australian ballroom guy. And he's like, show us. And then he starts doing something, and it's like it's festive.
It is. And it's technically correct.
Yeah. Look, let's be honest. It's like his white guy version of dancing.
It's white guy version.
It's like, hey, look, I bought the Paso Doble for Dummies. I read it, and I memorized the steps. I did them
in the correct order, no less.
In the correct order.
No feeling.
What's the problem? No feeling. You know what the problem is? We need heart.
We need heart.
And I think that's what the whole movie's about.
It is.
Ahoy, listeners! This is Debut Buddies. It's your fortnightly podcast about firsts. My name is Nate. I'm one of the buddies.
I'm Kelly. I'm the other buddy.
And we're going to have a real sweaty talk about a movie about dirty dancing. And maybe flash dancing. And also maybe she's all thatting.
Oh, big time she's all thatting.
Maybe footloosing? A little bit?
Footloosing. Bow and now. There's a whole footloosey.
There's so footloosey. But all of it, you got to read upside down and backwards because it's down under. We're talking about the first Baz Luhrmann film. I haven't had beers when we've been recording for a while, so that could account for the
it's getting you.
giddiness. Yeah, yeah. It also could just be the heat, but
It's
I'll take
combo.
both. I don't think it's an L. Right now, I'm counting as a W. By the end of the
it's a
episode,
W.
we'll find out what happens.
I am going to say the name of the movie, though.
Yeah, yeah. We're going to talk about the first Baz Luhrmann film. It is titled Strictly Ballroom. It came out in the year of our Lord 1992. It was written and directed by Baz Luhrmann, and it was based on a play that Baz Luhrmann and some friends wrote and put on in the 80s, because, like, why the hell not?
Yeah.
It's got a cute little origin story, too.
It's such a cute origin story. I also think that it's so generous that you used the term wrote, which I guess is eventually true, but it was an improvised show at first. Did you read that?
You can tell that there are bits that are in there that are like the way that the final product is. It feels practiced in certain ways. So yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, because this is also based on the life of a prominent Australian dancer and dance teacher who we'll get into a little bit later. And it's also kind of connected to Baz Luhrmann's own experience being like a kid who wanted to dance, which is really adorable because I had no idea about that, but it makes total sense.
He was in like art school for ballroom dancing when he and his friends put the show together.
Because, yeah, that's what you do. You're like, hey, we're in dance school. What if we make a play about dancing?
Yeah.
And we'll
so self-referential. And I bet they felt so cool doing a play, like sort of half criticizing it, but like so tongue in cheek as to be like irreverent instead of critical. I bet they felt so clever.
Oh, I think that all of the seeds of the cleverness that Baz Luhrmann continues to feel about the movies he makes are here.
Oh, 100%.
I'm just going to go out on a little limb that I'm sure you're going to join me on, but I think that it's almost more effective when they're restrained to the degree they are here.
I love an over the top.
Well, this is fair. Now, so you agree more with my wife, who was like, yeah, I mean, but this is kind of boring. Like,
no, I like this movie. Give me the
bombastic stuff. Give me the craziness.
No, I had so much fun with this because I know where it ends up going, and like seeing the fingerprints of it, seeing the DNA of it, monkey? Just like seeing the finger monkey of it, the finger monkey of it all in this first movie was super fun. So had you seen this movie before?
I had not. This was my maiden voyage, my
Same.
First whatever. She says that she belongs with like the first years or something, or the
what do they call them?
Yeah, I was trying to make a better segue. Let's just drop it. There's no point to search for this now. It's too late. Yeah, I had never seen this before. I heard of it. Like, Strictly Ballroom is sort of a phrase that is floated around in my head for a long time, and I don't know that I ever connected it to Baz Luhrmann specifically. But I always knew it was like a film that was important for a director that was now more important than they were when they made it. Which I know is really a loose way to say something, but it's like Lost Highway or whatever, right? Where it's that's a kickoff kind of movie.
But it wasn't like loosely associated even with Baz Luhrmann in your mind. You just were like, that's an important one for somebody.
Yeah, no, because I don't even think that until fairly recently, around probably Great Gatsby, did I realize like, oh, Baz Luhrmann is all of these things.
Oh,
and of course
so
that makes
interesting.
Sense. But I also wasn't super focused on directors for a long time of my life. Like I was much more like movies or maybe actors. And since I've started paying attention to who does what, I'm like, oh, it totally makes sense. You start talking about this movie being the first part of the Red Curtain trilogy, and you're like, yeah, of course it is. Because I've seen both Romeo plus Juliet and
Moulin Rouge.
Moulin Rouge, thank you. And there are prominent curtains. And there's even a sequence in Strictly Ballroom where they are dancing in front of a very nicely placed Coca-Cola sign.
Yeah.
I was like, that's fucking Moulin Rouge right there. Like, there's so many shots in Moulin Rouge. It's
also Romeo plus
like,
Juliet.
Yeah. The man loves a rooftop. And a curtain.
Oh, God. And a Coca-Cola sign.
And a Coca-Cola and a full ballroom where
gotta have a full ballroom.
People learn something. Like so many of these set pieces are repeated in those three films, especially. And it kind of makes it more rewarding, I guess. Like it's just neat. And it's also kind of interesting that this
Yeah.
movie is doing some pop culture music, even though it's done in a ballroom capacity. You're not getting a lot of lyrics,
Mm-hmm.
but you're getting a lot of songs that are recognizable, especially Time After Time that plays forever in the movie. Like
And
it's
at multiple
multiple
points.
times, and it's like there's a 20-minute long cut of Time After Time that they keep coming back to during the
Yeah.
Let's Learn How to Dance Together montage. But it's the same as like the popular songs that happen in Romeo and Juliet, and then Moulin Rouge is all
And Moulin
predicated on like,
Rouge.
well, what if we
Mm-hmm.
mash up Nirvana with some with you know?
Yeah. It's I had a ton of fun. I also hadn't seen this before, and I knew that. Okay, so when you said that you hadn't really been focused on directors, I hadn't either. I'm still not, if I'm totally honest. I knew this because Moulin Rouge was so impactful to me as a choir and theater kid.
Oh, sure, yeah.
So that's why I knew it was him. And anybody who's seen a Baz Luhrmann film knows that his style is so super distinctive. He's like Wes Anderson in that way, like just a few scenes and you clock it. Especially in these in this Red Curtain trilogy, but you see it in Gatsby as well.
Oh,
like
yeah.
it's very distinctive.
There's stuff in Gatsby that lines up with all of these,
Big
just as there
time.
is in that Elvis movie. There's some stuff that clicks,
which I
too.
didn't see, but I just assume
I would see it just
Just
for the weird
assume.
Tom Hanks accent because he's doing something. He's doing something.
Okay.
I don't know. I don't even
Well.
know what it is because it turns out like the real man he's portraying did not talk that way at all. So Tom Hanks is just having fun. But yeah, like it feels like this Strictly Ballroom is to Moulin Rouge as like regular Goku in Dragon Ball is to Super Saiyan like Goku, where it's just like
Sure.
full on like all the magical powers, the hair has gone blonde and spiky, like everything's big, you're surrounded with like a swirl of light. It's just that like superhero version of the same idea.
Yeah, big time. And it's that's why I wasn't bored by it being restrained, because I was like, oh, I see the beginnings of what this will become, and that is very fun.
I found it really interesting that way too. I think like it's not perfectly paced all the time,
No.
but it's also a first film, and given the way that this was like kind of cobbled together with a lot of doubt and uncertainty around whether it would even be finished or released and everything else,
Yeah.
it's a very good movie, and it's very fun because
It's super fun.
in 92 it's like it's between some of the movies that it's referencing, but it's also before some of the movies that seem to, I don't know, directly reference it, because a lot of this is all classical tropes in storytelling, right? It's like
Right, yeah.
the boy who has too much talent and doesn't want to follow the rules, the dad whose dreams were dashed, the mom
The
who's a
overbearing
shrew,
mom.
yeah,
Yeah.
the whole sort of Pygmalion kind of thing, like what's there's like
The she's all that of it.
yeah, she's all that of it. I was trying to think of the other older movie, but that doesn't matter. Yeah, we're just doing a lot of these things mashed together where everybody is sort of finding their path, but I don't know. It's nice to watch a movie in 2025 where the conflicts are all resolved through people just sort of like learning a new thing and connecting on a different level that's more meaningful. It's not like
Yeah.
nobody has to fight. There aren't really any outbursts. Even when they sort of hit loggerheads because he's kind of waffling and being a dipshit and like, well, I guess I should win instead of stay true to you. Like, it's not even that overly dramatic of a scene. She's just sort of like, I'm leaving, and he chases after her, which is its own thing, and very like, running to the airport gate kind of energy. But
Yeah.
I don't know. It has this universal appeal of you want to see these two people dance together. And
That's all.
I felt the same like deep down choking up when they like got into position and the music cue swelled, as I do at the end of Elf when like James Caan finally
Aw.
sings, or just tons of movies where like just all the emotional pieces come together and you're like, they're gonna do the thing. thing. You're gonna do the thing. Yeah.
Yeah, it wasn't like exactly like what you're saying. Like there's one primary conflict where it's not like raise the stakes, raise the stakes, raise the stakes again every act. Like we've got it's the same problem the whole way through the movie. we've got one obstacle, and it's a classic. Win a dance competition.
Yeah.
How many movies are win a dance competition? And I love to see it. I love to see it every time. So yes, I totally agree that it's nice to this is just a romantic comedy, which I guess don't get made a ton anymore. Or if they do, it's like there's a lot of heavy layers to them. And this was just like a really direct, will they, won't they? And it wasn't will they, won't they be together? Although I guess there was a little of that. It was will they, won't they win the dance competition?
Yeah, will they, won't they just dance together because it's clearly what they both want and need the most to enhance themselves as people.
Simple, direct.
The thing I love is also that this is so driven by like cartoonish characters who I think are it's still like a muted kind of cartoonish, if that makes sense. It is the Steamboat Willie to the, Moulin Rouge's Fantasia. There's just like stuffs. The characters are clearly like Barry Fife, right? Is a cartoon villain.
Yes, big time.
He's also not. He's not the biggest big he could be. He's not the biggest big that Baz Luhrmann will present to us at some point in the future. He's this like. He's mustache twirling, and he's got a bad toupee that is there the whole time. So when that shit finally flops back, you're like, yes!
It feels good. Feels really good.
and he's just like, but he's just also like kind of a conniving, sweaty weirdo. And it's sort of clear that like, oh, he just needs to be in control of this because he doesn't control anything else. Like,
he's just gross and lives a small life. So being in control of the ballroom dance competition is like his little empire.
The world of dance. He the guy who I thought was gonna be the bad guy was, I think, is Ken Railings the guy that's like the silver-haired
yes
big
the
guy
other
that's an alcoholic?
The other alcoholic dancer who's just like he's the Gilderoy Lockhart, like sorry to do a Harry Potter, but he's like such a blowhard who's like he's too obsessed with himself to be a villain, right? Like he is too starstruck by his own fame to be a villain.
Yeah, he reminds me of Walton Goggins in Righteous Gemstones a little bit. So he's got like the really big cap teeth and the hair's swept back, and he's
pictures.
Just so. And I just immediately was like, if they remade this, you don't need to, but if you did, you put Walton Goggins in that role because he would just crush it. It would be great. But yeah, I don't know. Everybody else in here feels it's hard when you have so many different characters in a cast and so many of them are side characters.
Right.
To make them all feel like fully fledged individual people. But for the most part, like anybody who you spend more than 30 seconds with in this movie, you're like, I get this person, right?
They all have distinct characteristics. And that's impressive, especially for all of the blonde dancers.
Yes. Yeah.
Like in another movie, I would be like,
the original partner. Is that right?
Yeah. And then what? Tina?
And then
Lisa?
Tina Sparkle is
Tina Sparkle.
Yeah, Tina Sparkle's the sub-in like partner du jour that everybody wants a piece of.
Right.
Because
she's a champion. Though she's not, because as far as I can tell, the women are not being judged here. It's just the men being judged, and the women are props, I believe.
Now, how does that make you feel? The idea that women would be treated as inaccessible to
just
a man?
Appalled and flabbergasted. I've never seen the like before.
I mean, it does hinge a lot of the conflict on like we need like Scott to dance, right? Scott has to dance, And that's
And
why
he just needs a partner. He needs
Yeah.
a partner.
And that seems to be the thing, is it's like, well, I guess I didn't even clock that the men were the only ones being judged. But you're right, because
Yeah, the
like
women
they
are just
don't,
interchangeable. They don't have numbers. Like it's about,
the men represent the couple.
yeah.
And if the man doesn't dance, it doesn't matter what the woman does.
Then like the woman has to have a man to go to the. It's never like when the first girl leaves Scott. It's not like, oh well, now she can never go to the championships. It's like, let's find her a partner so that she can go.
Yeah.
Which I guess is true for the men as well, but it was never like, well, obviously she's going to go. Let's find a partner for her. It was always, let's find a dancer for her to partner to.
Yeah, all of the relationship conflicts, like between his father and mother, hinges on like who is the man that will dance, right?
Yeah,
The man has to be dancing, and the
man is dancing.
The man's interest in how to dance is paramount and
yes,
central to this film.
Oh God. Yeah, you mentioned Footloose earlier. When Scott gets all riled up and has to express himself by ballroom dancing in the empty, darkened ballroom. Boy. Yeah. Wow.
Yeah.
It was like, I've seen this movie before.
So many instances it feels like that, right? Like when he and Fran are dancing together, and when they're doing that montage, it's like, I've seen this movie before. Like when she shows up and she like is clearly able to move, but they have done her up to have acne that immediately goes away, which amazing. Whatever they did
with
there.
Just a couple, there are like repeated lines throughout where Scott's mom is recommending acne medicine to her, like skincare to help clear it up. She's controlling to everybody, not just Scott, although very helpful. It looked very effective.
Yeah, it seemed to. It was like an overnight solution to a face-wide issue.
It was 3 weeks. The movie took 3 weeks.
All right, but she looked fine,
perfectly clear.
She went from bad skin to perfectly clear skin in one scene.
Yeah.
Then it was like, now we're working on the hair, and the hair went from being frizzy to carefully, sweatily matted back to then finally done. And it's one of those things where it's just like, well, we shouldn't have to do this, but we do, right? She's wearing glasses to start. She's not wearing glasses later. There is a whole take the glasses off sequence.
Very cute.
Can you dance without those?
That.
He says.
And he suggests it might help, and it does, which I did like that there was a functional reason to it, and not just, well, you look so pretty without your glasses.
Yeah,
it was like she you stop trying to lead when you take your glasses off.
Yeah, that's the problem. Women who can see well are constantly trying to seize control.
It's better to blind her so that she's has no choice
like
but to follow. Yes,
situation.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Oh, Handmaid's Tale.
So a little background on this movie. We talked about kind of Baz Luhrmann's studying of ballroom dance as a child. His mother was also a ballroom dance teacher when he was a teenager. He was inspired by the life of Keith Bain, who actually grew up in the same town that Baz Luhrmann grew up in. So Keith Bain was a very famous professional dancer in Australia. He taught dance and drama there. He was born in 1926. At age 19, he started teaching at a high school in Sydney, and then later moved to Temora, which I guess is more rural. And he just got so inspired by all of the sort of plays and musicals and things, and the modern dance work of Gertrude Bodenweiser, that he kind of was like, I'm just going to quit being a teacher and I'm going to dance. That's going to be my job now. So he left his job and joined her and continued working with her until 1959. So a full 33 years that he was dancing with this lady, like being part of the thing. So then after she dies, he starts his own company to try to continue her style. And they end up having a very popular studio in Sydney that everybody wants to go to. and then he starts training as a ballroom teacher as well, and he becomes an instructor for they're called Arthur Murray Studios, I guess, they were the popular ballroom schools of the time. So when
Ooh la la.
the early 60s rolls around, he's in the Australian Ballroom Exhibition Championship and the Latin American Championship. He wins them both.
Whoa.
And in competitive ballroom, his partner, Joyce Lofts, felt that they had too different a dancing style. And he kept throwing in flair. And she didn't much care for that because audiences liked it, but the judges didn't.
This
is like a fully biographical
steps.
movie.
Jeez.
Yeah. I thought that was fascinating. I was like, oh, the real person was, I mean, it makes sense. It's not like far-fetched, but it was just sort of interesting.
Yeah. I like that. That's fun.
Yeah. So he ends up like being, in 1965, he is invited to teach at the National Institute of Dramatic Arts there. And he teaches there for 40 years until 2005.
Goodness.
Yeah. And he choreographed a bunch of plays and things, sequences in various things. He choreographed Jesus Christ Superstar, as directed by Jim Sharman and Reg Livermore, as well as a bunch of
in an
Gilbert and
Australian
Sullivan.
production.
Yeah, in an Australian production.
Okay.
And a bunch of Gilbert and Sullivan operas and things like that. And so Baz goes to NIDA, the National Institute of Dramatic Arts, and he's like learning about this guy. He's getting psyched. He is into dance already. And so he and his friends get excited about a story about underdogs and wanting those underdogs to win.
Which we all love. We love an underdog story. That's just human nature. we love it. We love to see it.
Yeah, nobody likes overdogs.
No, gross. Ew.
Yeah, get out of here. Bad overdogs.
So did he study under this guy?
I don't think he did. I don't think he did. I didn't find anything specific to say that he had, so it seems like maybe it was
probably not. Yeah.
He might not have pursued dance at this school in the same way.
Maybe not.
So just because he was doing more theater production stuff around this time.
But he did the theater production stuff because of this.
Also true.
So I don't know.
It's a weird one. I didn't see anything direct that said he studied under him, which is strange.
No, I looked. I couldn't find anything. But you found more info on the guy than I did, so I was hoping maybe you had more.
Oh, I took a deep dive on that guy.
Good.
I was like, oh, this is interesting. Well, because I don't know, when it becomes based on a true story, and there is this guy just wanted to dance a certain way, and his partner didn't like it. And it's
I want to know more.
So he's basically the dad.
He's the dad.
And Baz is Scott.
Hooray! I did think that it was a nice parallel to Baz Luhrmann's directing style, which is atypical and flashy and has stuff that really excites people or really puts people off. I was like, oh, I suspect you've encountered this in multiple fields, Baz.
Yeah, I mean that's the common complaint about him, right? Is people being like there's too much flash and not enough substance.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And sometimes I felt that way. But I think
That's
it's
fair.
also a matter of you just have to kind of go in knowing what you're going to get, right?
Yeah.
If you don't want a piece of cake with sparklers on it, don't tell the restaurant it's your birthday. Just don't do it.
Don't do it.
Yeah. You can have
Not everything is for
stay.
you.
Yeah.
Not everything is for you.
It doesn't have to be. An exciting thing for me personally is that the group that they were working on the play, they opened the expanded version of their play on my birthday in 1988. My 7th birthday.
Goodness.
They were like, let's get this thing out there. Let's go to, Wharf Studios and do a Strictly Ballroom production.
How'd it go?
It went really well. It went
Hooray!
great because it turns out this guy and his wife go to this play, and Antoinette is married to a guy named Ted Albert, and Ted Albert is this record producer in Australia who is like known for a bunch of pop acts and things. He also, I guess, produced AC/DC, which is, so he's got some money. So they go to this play, and Popsy, that's Antoinette's nickname, apparently.
Which, okay,
Popsy
sure.
is like,
Love
we
it.
got to go see this play. They go, and she's like, I love this. And he's like, you know what? I love it too. And I think there's potential for this. So this sort of newly minted record producer bigwig guy in Australia goes to Baz Luhrmann and is like, hey, I want to make a movie of your play. What do you think? And Baz Luhrmann was like, I don't know if I can make this in the way that you want to make it, because you're going to want to make it like a regular ass movie. And I'm Baz Luhrmann, and I'm young, but I already know I'm Baz Luhrmann, so we're not making a regular ass movie. So they go back and forth about it.
Well, before that, the guy was like, I want to make the movie, and Baz was like, Baz, who has a history of dance, was like, only if I get to direct it.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay.
So they negotiate. He's like, yeah, okay, fine, you can direct it. But then they're like, hey, look, to get money, we need names. And they go through, and it's basically Barry Otto and Bill Hunter, who are the two big names in this movie. I don't know either of them, and I would have to
either.
scroll back to see who they portrayed in the film, which I will do now.
They're probably the old guys.
They almost certainly
It's probably
are. Bill Hunter is Barry Fife.
Barry Fife
Barry
and
Otto
Les
is Doug Hastings, Scott's
Oh,
father.
Doug. Okay.
So there's your two people. And then also Paul Mercurio, who is the guy that plays Scott, is also a known dancer, but he's only really a known dancer, which doesn't make him a big Hollywood.
And he's a known ballerina. He's not he's not a ballroom dancer, and he's certainly not an actor.
So they get those names, and they set a budget of 5 million Australian dollars.
Should I do a quick conversion calculator?
Because I didn't bother to do that.
We've got 2 hops this time. I need Australian dollars to USD. Oh God, do I have enough zeros? Oh, well, the US dollar right now is a little weak.
Why ever would that be?
But what was it in the 90s? I don't know. I can't do this. I can't do this conversion.
I think it's okay. I think it's fine. We can trust the listeners to trust themselves to look it up. It's fine. I'm going to guess that 5 million Aussie dollars is somewhere around $1.5 million US in 88.
Yeah, I have
Maybe
no
2.
concept of what that would be.
Yeah.
I don't have a history of the US dollar running
Apologies to
through my
Australia
brain.
if I'm undervaluing your currency. Don't worry. We're about to shoot ourselves in the foot. So, I mean, we're actively doing it.
Right. It's happening.
It's all happening. So they get that budget, but they can't get a lot of money from the government because there's just kind of too few major names, and this is a weird left field thing. Like, this ballroom dancing movie? Like, why would anybody want to watch that?
The pitch is not thrilling.
Yeah.
I also suspect that the script is not particularly wowing anybody. Like, it's a sort of formulaic script. So I can't imagine this crossing people's desks.
Like,
and they're
much of this movie is in the dancing itself and in the way that Baz moves the camera around and does Baz things, right? Like,
all the over-the-top
the camera's going to come up at the
performances.
shadowy board of dance people, and it's going to come in low, and then it's going to go right into Barry Fife's face. Like,
right, yeah.
That's a Baz thing that punctuates otherwise boring dialogue with, like, mwahaha energy, you know?
Exactly. Like, there's so many... He does that so well, making people look like Kafka-esque with just the way the camera is angled at them. Yeah, I can imagine. Plus, from an unknown director, so the pitch is like, okay, I know the script doesn't look great, and I know we don't have a wonderful cast, but believe me, I'm going to direct the shit out of it. Who are you?
Yeah.
Who are you?
Well, my friends and I made this up several years ago, and we've been making it up so much that now it's kind of a thing that's permanent.
Okay, great.
So all this leads to them basically being like, okay, we can't do this. There's too much money for a first-time director. So they end up Albert gets told like, hey, you got to replace Baz, and he's like, nope, we're not going to do it. So they make a bunch of cuts. They cut a subplot. They cut the budget back to 3.3 million Australian
The
dollars.
subplot sounded like a huge bummer anyway.
Yeah, we didn't really need it.
No, we didn't need it. That would have been the like raising the stakes. It was something about unionizing the steel works or something. Like,
Yeah.
No. We're here for we're strictly
ballroom. Yeah, because unionizing the steelworks sounds a little bit more to me like Flashdance again. Okay.
Right. Yeah.
And we don't need that.
Come on, we already have Flashdance.
Do I want to see Scott get doused with water from the ceiling? Yes.
Of course we all do.
But not like this. So they get it down to 3.3. Then the Film Finance Corporation gives them 65% on the condition that they raise the additional $1 million and secure some distribution.
Yeah.
So they go around, they send Baz to Cannes, and they're like, hey, come on, we got to get somebody at this thing. We're gonna sell this film to a distributor. Nothing happens.
Once again, the pitch is not pitching.
Yeah, it's like, hey, look, we got a movie about dancing. It's called Strictly Ballroom. But the kicker is the guy doesn't want to do Strictly Ballroom. And you with me? You're like, okay.
You're like, what?
So what? So what does he do? Like the cha-cha? And he's like, well, yeah, in
Ballroom
one scene, but it's different.
Dancing?
Yeah. You got to get it. Like, it really, like, all of Baz's movies are this way, though. Like, all of them are... It's the Baz spice that makes it different, right? Like even
So
Great
good.
Gatsby, it's like, well, you like Great Gatsby? There are like 3 other
Sure.
adaptations that already exist, and also
Right.
the book is kind of. I'm just going to put this out there: a masterpiece.
Yeah, I've heard that. I've heard people say that.
It seems like it's a pretty popular book. Hopefully, someone will recognize it in the future. But I mean, for right now, we'll keep it on the down low.
Well, same with Romeo plus Juliet.
Yeah.
Like, we're going to do a little known play.
Yeah, can you imagine like a couple of kids that their parents don't like each other, but they like want to bone down
fall in
anyway?
love?
What a movie! Like it's so strange. So
But we're going to use guns.
yeah, we're gonna write rapier on the gun or whatever.
Ooh.
What does it say on it?
Dagger. One says dagger.
Yeah, one says dagger. That's for sure.
Yeah.
I mean, I did love that, and I still love that. The whole "do you
I
bite your tongue
still
at me,
love it.
sir" scene at a gas station is kind of fucking cool.
No.
I do bite my thumb, sir, but I do not bite my thumb at you, sir. Did you just flip me off? No, I was flipping off that other guy. Come on.
it was
I'm allowed to
somebody
flip
else.
off. I'm flipping off clouds. Leave me
I'm just
alone.
flipping. I'm just flipping off. It's not directed.
It's not for you. So they go back to Australia. They meet with this guy named Andrew Pike, who runs a independent distribution company called Ronin Films in Canberra. And this guy's like, whoa. This guy's like got like some kind of pitch, because I guess Baz goes in with sketches and miniatures
he's got
and
props this
costumes and all this stuff, and he's like, yeah, okay, let's do this. So they start doing the thing, but unfortunately, as they're filming, Ted Albert, the record executive, has a heart attack and dies. Boom.
Which, come on.
They did dedicate the film to him, which is great.
I know.
But what a sad thing that this, like, the very benefactor who started the snowball down the hill doesn't even see it like crest and start rolling down.
He never got to see Moulin Rouge.
No, and he probably would have loved it.
He would have loved it. He's a big music guy from way back.
He also would have loved it because, like, he'd have a big piece of that pie, and that pie got
That's
pretty
true.
meaty. And by meat, I mean money.
Yep.
So Ted's family ends up investing $1 million Australian dollars and then they get the remaining 300,000 they need to finish everything. So they're able to make the movie.
And they still did it under the record label that he had. Like that was a family owned record label. So his son took over, I think, and his wife was like, yeah, let's go ahead and donate this money. And then she stepped in to be executive producer in place of her husband.
Yes. Which is great. Like everything, there's continuity to this. This stays like a cute little mom and pop kind of ballroom dancing movie.
Yeah.
Which is really... it speaks to the nice thing about what can happen with art and with creatives and things like this is where you can run into, you just find the right people at the right time and everybody's willing to fight for something to happen. Like
Right?
the making of this movie has almost the same plot as the movie itself, and that makes it extra cool.
I know. I love it. It's so sweet. And it's like, because of that, I imagine the people from the history as the actors. Like I imagine this benefactor who passed as Scott's dad.
Oh yeah.
And his wife as Scott's mom. Like,
yeah.
just crazy big personalities.
I mean, because they would have to be at a certain point too, right? Like,
yeah.
I think just to push this forward takes a lot of big. So
Absolutely.
This ends up going into the Cannes Film Festival, and another sad thing happens, which is the woman who plays Scott's mom in the movie is diagnosed with cancer, and she dies before it even premieres.
Which, come on. Like, this is one of those movies where you go, was this cursed somehow?
Yeah, it's like Poltergeist level cursed.
Right. Like, what happened here? And her performance is so good in the movie.
Yeah, she's intense.
Bonkers.
Yeah,
she's a very classic Baz Luhrmann character. Like, she understood his vision.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. That is, I have to say that too. Everybody in this movie knows the movie they're in, and they're all in this movie, which is, phenomenal. And it's hard to do in a
100%.
first movie too. Like we've talked about movies where not everybody is in the same movie, and that's usually the problem.
Right.
And that happens all the time. But like everybody's in this fucking movie. They're all doing the same thing. Even the one like the sort of comedy relief dancing couple who's like the woman's got red hair and the guy's blonde, and they're pretty much just around to do like scampering about and overhearing things.
Yeah, they've got to overhear something. Yeah. It's Scott's BFF and his partner.
Yeah. And it's just adorable because they could be like more prominently rolled in the drama, but we don't do that. They're basically not involved in Scott's life at all, except for like, we run in the same circles, which means we're in the same ballrooms at the same time, which means we can overhear the villaining.
Yeah. But the two performances that stood out to me most as like, wow, Baz Luhrmann got exactly the casting that he needed for these two roles is Scott's mom, R.I.P., and the little girl.
Yes. Oh,
she's
those two
so
little kids
good.
Are really good. She is exceptional, but the little boy is good too. Like
yes, agreed.
Because they're in the movie. Like they're in
the movie.
They're like what you think 6, 7?
Yeah, if that. They're little, and they're like they function as a little Greek chorus almost. Yeah. They're just like commenting on the action,
and they're
wiser
in, like,
than their
full
years.
Big costume dress,
full ballroom costume.
But they're just like looming Waldorf and Stadler style. Like they comment a little bit. They go in. They're like sneaking around, sniffing around things. That alone is very Shakespearean too, right? To just have these sorts of, clear that Baz understands drama and is iterating off of it. And I think watching this movie will inform how I rewatch a lot of his more recent stuff.
Yeah.
Thinking about it not as like, this is gaudy as fuck, but thinking about it as like, no, this is iterating on, look, this is a book turned into a play, turned into a 1920s Hollywood musical, turned into a murder. Like, let's just enjoy all of these things happening at the same time. And it's actually really cool that way.
It's super fun. It's a fun way to watch movies.
So it ends up being a smash hit. Like, it premieres. Everybody loves it. The cast and crew receive a 15-minute standing ovation at the premiere. And that repeats the next night. Like, these are movies. People aren't there, but everyone's getting so many applause. This is all it can, though, so it makes sense. There's actually an audience, and they're probably actually mostly there. And
they're probably like that's such a great audience because they're there for this specific thing. Like, they know how to watch movies. They know how to watch movies both critically and like generously. But 15 minutes?
15 minutes is a long time.
This is only like a 90-minute movie.
This movie is a tight and perfect 90 minutes. So to
Yeah.
stand up for 1/8 of that time to applaud
That's
it
wild.
is meaningful.
That's wild.
You've heard of a moment of silence? This was 15 moments of just raucous fuck yeah.
Of thunderous applause, I assume.
They end up winning the Prix de Jeunesse, which means the prize of youth would be the direct translation, but it's basically it's like, hey, new people doing a thing.
New
You get a
babes.
prize. You're great. And then there's a bidding war because all these places now want to distribute this movie. It ends up premiering in Australia August 19th of 92 on 35 screens. It grosses 200,000 Australian dollars. And then it opens widely on 51 screens and grosses another 1.2 million more and change. It's number 2 in Australia at the box office, just behind Patriot Games. On the
Which, okay.
right, I mean Harrison Ford. It's a Tom Clancy novel turned movie.
My shock is not at that being number 1. My shock is at Strictly Ballroom being number 2.
It is interesting, right? Because one might imagine that in '92 there was other stuff going on. The second week of release, it makes 1.3 million. So it actually goes up week 2, which is, I mean, that's word of mouth.
Word of
money.
mouth. Mm-hmm.
Then it's knocked out of number 1 the next week by Lethal Weapon 3, which has
Don't even remember that one,
famous
but
Aussie
sure.
is in that movie though, because Mel Gibson pre-cancellation is Australian.
Oh, right,
and
right.
so everybody loves him. Then it ends up getting another week, a 6 week of release, and expands to 85 screens. So it stays there for another
People
7 weeks.
loved this movie. People were losing their shit over this
huge
movie.
Deal. I mean, but you can imagine that, like, if I don't know, if a movie was
Homeboy does good.
yeah, exactly. That's it's so kind of localized and sweet, and it's like look at this critically and commercially successful thing that we made.
We made
And
it.
it's not
Our boy Baz made
piggybacking
it.
on a bunch of stuff. It's not American Hollywood. It's us. We did this thing.
It's
So
us,
super cool.
yeah.
So it gets bumped out of first place again by Romper Stomper, which is a movie that has Russell Crowe in it that I think is pretty violent. But it's another kind of Aussie indie film.
Yeah.
Strictly
Showing
Ballroom.
out for the home team there, Australia.
Right?
Wow. Just so much support for their own.
This is a big like renaissance, like film renaissance in Australia.
Yeah,
right now,
good
right?
for them.
It ends up grossing 21.76 million Australian dollars. It's the third highest grossing film in the history of Australian filmmaking behind. What do you think?
Well, I'm laughing because I already know the answer.
Okay, great.
This was in my notes to discuss.
That's not a knife.
Crocodile Dundee.
This is a knife. Yeah, it's behind
Crocodile Dundee and the sequel.
and 2. Yeah, both Crocodile Dundee and Crocodile Dundee 2 hold 1 and 2 in the Australian box office.
And then number 3 is Strictly Ballroom. Wow.
Strictly Ballroom.
Wow.
It ends up making almost $12 million in the US and Canada, and it eventually takes home 80 million Australian dollars worldwide. So it is one of the most successful Australian movies of all time.
They wouldn't grant it. What, 6 million was their original budget?
Yeah. And they were like,
but
we can't put this
maybe
together.
it wouldn't have been as good. Maybe it wouldn't have been as good
No.
without that subplot cut. So
honestly, like the more I watch movies and think about how they're made, and it's not like I know how to make a movie. I wouldn't dare say that. But we talked about this when we talked about Hell Comes to Frogtown, where there's a certain thing that can happen. When you have restrictions on things, you start getting creative in ways that are more interesting than the creativity you could
100%.
do with the money.
100%, yeah.
This movie is all that creativity. It's all, what can we do with a camera angle? Or what can I do with like, okay, we're going to rent a helicopter for 10 minutes and we just have to get one shot over a river. And we're going to do that. And it's not going to be that good, but we're going to do it. Like,
okay, we're going to hire a train for one scene, but we got to make it worth it.
Yeah, which I don't know. It does make it feel like this movie feels very cozy and it feels very unpretentious. And I think all of the sort of more bombastic tendencies are here, but they do feel toned down in ways that, like, sometimes I think that they're more effective as they're toned down, which I kind of said earlier. But I also can see how like you if you added 50 more people to this is exactly what Baz really wants is like
Right.
what if there were 1,000 people in here and there was a bunch of
More
color.
elaborate
Yeah, what if
dances.
everything got
Like,
bigger? This movie gets that award at Cannes, obviously the Youth Award. It gets 13 Australian Film Institute nominations and it wins Best Film
oh,
and
yay.
7 other awards. I don't have all 7 of the other awards. It gets 8 nominations at the British Academy Film Awards. Doesn't It wins costume design, best production design, and original film music. It doesn't end up winning best picture there, but it was
That makes
nominated for best
sense.
film. They don't want. They're like, are criminals making movies? I don't know.
Right. Yeah.
The Brits. It was also nominated for best motion picture, musical or comedy at the Golden Globes.
Oh, I didn't realize that. Okay, good.
Yeah, and
Cute.
it's just been, a People's Choice Award winner at the Toronto International Film Festival, most popular film at Vancouver International Film Festival. It's a fucking hit. It's a banger. Everybody
Gosh.
loves this movie. It's meaningful. It's a meaningful film.
I don't know how it took me so long to watch this. Like, I know now, after reading more about it, how impactful it was, and that Strictly Ballroom is like a phrase because of this movie. I didn't know any of that. I knew Baz Luhrmann has a first film floating around out there. I bet it's not very good, is what I thought. So it was such a delight to watch it and then to read more about it and find out, like, no, this is universally really well loved.
Yeah, yeah, and it's lovable. Like I know why I didn't see it because I don't think, like my own biases exist where I wouldn't have been that interested in watching a ballroom dance movie. I think just hearing that as the premise, I would be like, whatever. But as I've gotten older and I sort of like went back and watched Dirty Dancing, went, wow, Dirty Dancing's like a really funny movie. It's legitimately a hilarious, weird, goofy ass movie. And I love
agree.
it.
Yeah.
And when you get into that space of, oh, no, all these things are like different sorts of free liberation performances.
Right.
Pushing against
It's just a setting.
Yeah.
It's just a setting.
Yeah, it's a conceit around a universal truth. And then it's like, okay, cool, this is great. I like quirky stuff. I like watching movies like this where I'm surprised by some things, but I'm also not surprised by some things. Like,
yeah. Well, and I think that it's a good balance here because it's like, I don't need to be surprised by the plot because so much else is surprising.
yes.
And vice versa. Like, because I'm so excited by all of this other stuff, if the plot was also going, I'd be like, okay, it's almost too much.
No, it's
So,
great
like,
because you get to be surprised
it's a good balance.
and pleased by each and every actor putting their all into their character.
Yeah.
None of these characters are flat. I mean, we kind of said that before, but like all of these characters are fully fleshed out. Like it's clear that everybody here, even if they had 5 lines, was like, okay, this is the 40 pages of backstory for my character.
Right.
It informs every tick and thing they do. Fran's dad and mom.
Oh my God!
Are 2 of the
no,
most
that's her grandma.
it was
her mom's dead. R.I.P.
okay.
It was
Yes,
her grandma.
you're right. Okay. Still,
Yeah. They are fucking show stealers,
They're
dude.
great.
They're so good.
When that happened, and suddenly we're kind of like we're in like a I guess a more impoverished part of town.
Yeah.
And we're suddenly
It's
doing
the
an outside dance training thing. This is now
Spanish
Stranger in
part of
Strange
town?
Land energy.
Yeah, it's the like it's the scene in Dirty Dancing when they go to the like black dance club.
Yeah, totally. They're going somewhere to pick up non-white moves to try out and to get it from the real deal, which is super cliche and very tropey, but
super cliche, but
like the dad
once
is
again
so
it got
fun.
me.
Like, when
Dad is
the
so
moment
fun.
that he said, "Show us your paso doble," I immediately was like, I'm writing that down. I am so engaged with this moment because it was a test for Scott that had not existed previously. Like all of his other tests were like, are you gonna make the decision that the audience wants you to make or not? Were all the tests.
Right.
And then finally he was confronted with, can you even fucking dance, bro?
Can you dance? I I don't know. We meet the dad, and he's already been established as sort of a hard ass, right? Because Fran is like, oh no, I might not even be able to get to go to the audition. So I was surprised when this was like a winnable test or like a passable test, and not just dad being like, no one's good enough for my daughter. Like, he teaches him. He goes from like laughing at him to teaching him so quickly. And then there's this like implicit support, I guess. It was, again, like we were talking about earlier, like it's not throwing in needless stakes to heighten and heighten and heighten on top of heightened. It's like realistic despite being ludicrous, like despite being set in this like ballroom dancing world.
Yeah. Oh, everything's like, everything's
so
pitched
absurd.
way up. But at the same time, yeah.
But it's like believable.
The moment that the dad realizes like, oh, you're not fucking. He's
right.
Like, oh, okay. Like, you just actually dance? Well, show me. Show me how
you're
you
just
dance.
dancing.
Like that sequence, because really what it plays out is it's like he walks her home and they finally get caught. And the dad's like, oh, you're the boyfriend. I don't like you.
Right.
I don't want anybody with my daughter. I love her. I'm a hyper overprotective dad. And then he's like, no, we're dancing together. It's cool. And he's like, okay, if you're dancing, then fucking
Prove
dance
it.
now. And
Prove it.
because Scott can, he's dancing. And then they're just like, well, you suck at this. Like, don't do that.
I like at some point when this is later when they're like training with her dad and grandma, he shouts at him, too jazzy. It's like,
Yeah, I think something that I love in movies generally is this sort of art form as universal language for humans.
yeah.
Because it's so comforting to look at something like this where it's like, yeah, so the issue here is everybody understands dance and why we do it. Everybody wants dancing to be fun and entertaining. And the real bad guy is the person who thinks that dancing can be like chained up and held to a set of rules.
A trophy. Dancing is a trophy, not dancing.
And instead, dancing is expression. And so,
Yeah.
you know, Scott's trying to express, but he's expressing it in the only language he knows. And then he gets to learn other languages of expression throughout. And once he becomes a fully fledged and fully expressing person, he can share the most awkward on-screen kiss to end a film that's ever existed.
Boy, howdy. Apparently, that was the first scene they shot.
Wow. So they didn't even know each other. They were like, okay, you guys, you're in this movie together. Kiss.
Now kiss.
Because that's how it looks. I will say,
Yeah.
that is my only criticism of this movie, ultimately.
Zero
is,
chemistry
like,
between the two of them.
Oh, I mean, like, you could put an acid and a base together and they would have more chemistry. Like, this
just
goes...
fucking nothing.
And, I don't know, listener, like...
Do we think he's gay? Do we think he might be gay?
Maybe. But, I mean, it could also just be, like, if you're not actors... Like, they're both dancers. Both of these people are dancers.
Right.
Neither of them
They're
are
dancers.
actors. So they're going into this scene, and they're supposed to kiss, but it is this thing of, like, they've just had this kick-ass Latin dance. They have just ripped through. They've gotten a slow clap that led to a entire audience-based percussion to allow them to finish the dance because Barry Fife pulls the plug on the music so that he can stop the dancing very... very footloose. There will be no music. There will be no dancing.
No dancing.
So they win. They do this whole like sweeping thing where they've won the entire audience, including everybody else who was competing.
Their bodies should be coursing with adrenaline. Yeah. They should be like having to fight themselves off of each other, quite frankly.
And there are moments in this where their bodies do seem to be doing that. But
during the dance.
Well, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
I think it's that like all of their chemistry is they're both professional dancers and they know how to use their bodies to convey what they're supposed to convey. But the moment that they're just standing there as people, like they kind of go in, it's a very slow go in, and then it is sort of the bird beakiest mouth placement. Like he almost makes like a beak and puts it inside her slightly opened mouth. And then the camera pulls away because it's like, look, this isn't going to get any better. Because the camera's
like, oh, no.
We do not have the budget for a second take. We got to get out of here.
They genuinely didn't. They did that. They filmed that at a legitimate ballroom competition during their hour lunch break. So they did not have time.
Yeah, we got time
they
for
were
one
like,
kiss.
that's the best we're going to
do it. We're out of here.
Boy, they are both young and hot. I thought that for sure they'd just kiss like normal people. Huh.
Do you think Scott and Fran are still together? Like after the movie? Not now, maybe like 30 years later.
Let me think.
Do you think they're still together?
Yeah, I think so. Here's why. They both are so committed to doing things differently that I think that anybody else in their generation of dancers who are their other potential mates, would never work long term. I think that they need somebody to foster that creativity within the two of them, unless, of course, I did, however, answer assuming that their in-world chemistry is greater than what we saw on screen, because that would change my answer.
They do. I think that they have more chemistry when they are hanging out as people, not having a kiss, right? Like this movie does feel like they're on that path. It doesn't feel like they're super destined on that path. It isn't a full Romeo and Juliet, like, oh man, they're goo gaga for each other the whole time. But you do go,
but a slow burn.
You go scene to scene going, yeah, this is building to something. Like if they don't kiss at the end, it would have felt weird. It would have felt weird if they like high-fived each other, like, we did it. Okay, that was Strictly Ballroom. See you later. You're like, oh,
I guess he was right when he said that it's about pretending to be in love, huh?
Yeah, I guess so.
No, the minute they were dancing on the rooftop as the sun is coming up or going down, I'm not really sure which one it was. I was like, oh boy, yeah. I mean, that would make me fall in love with anybody.
Also a metaphor, like they danced all night long.
All night. Mm-hmm. Well, and then, oh no, sorry. I was like, and then the friar made a comment about that when he got home in the morning. No, I also watched Romeo plus Juliet last night, so I got confused.
That dang friar messed everything up. Romeo and Juliet is about so much miscommunication that it is really infuriating at a certain point where you're like, man,
that's fucking...
if anybody just had a cell phone, this would have been fine. Or if anybody literally just said directly what they meant or wanted, it would have been fine.
Oh God. It's classic Shakespeare though. That's Shakespeare all over.
Yeah. Because, tragedy plus time equals comedy. Move it around.
Yeah. I mean, it's an equation. You can shift it around however it needs.
So time plus comedy makes it a tragedy.
Comedy minus time equals tragedy.
There it is. Yeah. It would be funny if they had more time.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
But because they both decided to kill each other.
Tragedy.
They ran out of time, and so it's fucking tragic.
They ran out of time.
Bummer.
Tragedy.
This movie, however, not a bummer. This was lovely. And yeah, I don't know. I think that they're both together. Absolutely. Yeah. Like I think that they were perfectly matched for each other. They are everything that his father wants his marriage to have been.
Right.
Someone who not only gets him, but wants to just do that regardless of the cost. And
plus, think how much more they can learn from her family.
Oh man. They're gonna be they're gonna be doing so many different cool dances that I can't think of names of, so I'm not going to try to. And maybe from his dad too. Now that his dad's truth is out there, maybe he can open up and start dancing again, and his wife can be less of a bitch. Yeah, I mean, okay, listeners, if you haven't seen this movie, one of the sort of cute, sad, tragic, funny Baz Luhrmann-y touches of this is multiple kind of high angle skewed cuts of Scott's dad going to a locked file cabinet metal armoire thing to just look at old dance things that he has in there, and then to quietly dance steps in the darkness because literally no one will let him. He tries to dance multiple times in the movie and gets chided for doing it. They're like, cut that out. Stop doing that.
Stop.
And it's like, this poor man has been browbeaten to the point that he has nothing left. And then he's completely lost him. I mean, it is the dad's story too, because he finally gains his voice back to go to his son and be like, listen to me. You have to go dance. I didn't dance.
I didn't dance.
It's all
I
been a
regret
lie.
it. Everything you've heard is a lie.
You have to live, my boy.
Live my life too. Thank you.
Yeah. Give me that sweet, whatever. Gratification.
Oh, yes. I love that you mentioned the strange ways that the dad was filmed, because he's filmed like he's a perv. Yeah. The whole movie.
Yes.
You're like, what is wrong? Like, why? He's giving pervert. He
has like
pervert.
A very piecemeal greasy comb over.
Yeah.
He has very big glasses that, like, you know, your classic Jeffrey Dahmer type glasses.
Yep.
And he just is always sweaty, but not like I am right now, because it's very hot in here. But
no, you're dewy.
He's sweaty.
He's sweaty.
He's sweaty in the way that one is sweaty when they're up to some.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And he is.
And always just sort of shifty.
Yeah. He is very, like, he is so shifty seeming. And then it's like, no,
yes.
I've not spoken up for years. You have to
he's been forced into this.
Oh, it's so good. It's such a sweet movie. I hope they're together forever. Also, dance fashion. Fran's dad is wearing those very high-waisted, tapered, like black sort of pants that you throw a jacket over. And there's something about those pants, man. I don't know that I could pull them off, but I love the way those pants look.
Yeah, I mean, I see why costume design won some awards, because this looks great. I also liked, here's what happened in my brain just then. I was going to compliment the dad's shoes, and then I wanted to mention how high of a heel they were and how short he still was. He's just a tiny guy, which makes it funnier to me.
Well, because he's so intimidating.
I love a short king.
Yeah, he is. He's a very forceful individual, but he's not a big guy, because he's still like a full head below Scott with with shoes on.
Yes. A full head below Fran. Like, he's just a little guy.
The way he paso dobles, though, man. Like, he's just...
Yeah, dude.
He's got that power. He's bigger than he...
He's a big personality.
Appears.
You know what? I wonder if he played the Spaniard in Moulin Rouge, because I was just going to say he gives the Spaniard vibes.
Oh, interesting.
And I realized...
I wonder if he did.
I'll check that during the intermission.
You should. You should check that during the intermission, because it's time for the Mouthgarf Report.
Hell yeah!
The Mouthgarf Report. Open wide for some lasagna.
I hate Monday.
We're back.
We're back.
What did you discover?
Two things. One, it is not him. And two, it is not a Spaniard in Moulin Rouge. He is an Argentinian. My apologies.
Wow. That was really insensitive of you, Kelly.
I know. I've got a leaky memory.
It's okay. It's okay. We all do, because the world is full of information.
Oh, boy. Sure is.
Brain melting information.
Generating new info every day.
Well, that's not what the Mouthgarf Report is about. The Mouthgarf is about Mouthgarf.
Mouthgarf.
So, first up, I got to talk about... Listeners, we recently made sure that our entire podcast catalog of Debut Buddies is on the streaming video platform YouTube. And part of the fun of YouTube is that some people will listen, / maybe they stare at the unmoving logo. I mean, you could do worse, right?
I mean, they could have listened in the YouTube Music app.
There are lots of options. Anything could have happened. The point is, we have episodes there, so we received a comment. We got a comment on our first Legend of Zelda episode, and I'm not going to go into the comment too much. They thought that we spent too much time talking about things we didn't know anything about, which I sort of think is something we've been honest about on the show. We don't know everything, but we're curious.
Or anything, to be
Yeah,
honest.
At one point, we did say that we were cooler than cats and dumber than dogs, and I think that that's
Yes.
pretty much the ethos of the show.
Yeah, I agree.
We're trying our
I
best.
agree. That's still true.
Trying our best.
Certainly not an expert.
No, because who
In
needs
anything.
it, right? The experts. Nobody listens to experts
Boring.
anymore.
I'm here for fun facts.
right.
I'm just trying to learn fun facts. Every 2 weeks, we learn fun facts.
Hell yeah, that's what we're doing. We're just playing, and also we're engaging with things that are firsts, or perhaps for the first time, or just sort of finding interesting connections between the beginnings of things, which I think is cool because everybody starts somewhere, and it's fun to talk about it. So the interesting thing is that this commenter also on the video comments commented first. And we just did an episode about that very internet comment meme. So I just thought that was really charming that it happened to us directly.
Organically. And to be clear, we're recording this after recording our episode on firsts, but before releasing our episode on first. So this is just a happy little accident.
Yeah, we're just in that sweet band where that episode is sitting in the queue, waiting.
It's just there. It's ready.
You don't even know what we're talking about. Well, you do now, but you would.
Now you do.
If we were talking to you right now, you wouldn't know unless you were us.
You wouldn't know.
But by now that this is out, you would know, even though you're not us.
Scroll back.
So think about it. Time is funny. So I've continued watching X-Files. I got back into X-Files.
Yes.
I recently watched an episode that we have to talk about a little bit more because, and I looked up how to pronounce the fucking word multiple times. I cannot.
Uh-oh.
Huh?
Uh-oh.
Yeah.
Is what I said.
Because almost sounds like the word. So I thought you were just saying it.
Oh.
It's like unruh. It's a German word. The title is spelled Unruhe. It's a German word that means like unsettled. But this is
That's
an episode
funny.
of the
That's,
X-Files where
the name of my
a
therapist.
photographer is murdering people. Do you remember this episode?
Yes.
This guy who's like a house painter. He's on like painting stilts.
It's does he is there a fire?
I think
in this
I
one?
think so. Yeah, I think there's a fire. There's like it's this one pivots on he's got Scully. He's going to kill Scully. And then
Yikes.
he takes a photo, but the photo he gets is of him being dead on the ground.
Yeah.
And he starts getting mad, so he keeps taking more and more photos. So you have this really cool motif of like just this guy's taking multiple Polaroids of himself dead.
Of himself
because he always
dead.
takes pictures of people, and then you see how they will die.
That goes right back to Clyde Bruckman
Yeah.
saying that Scully doesn't die.
Yeah, yeah. It was so good. It was such a good episode because I'd kind of been like, I'd been interested, but it's sort of been waxing and waning a little bit here in the early fourth season, where it's like, but yeah. And this episode was just so well done because it really has almost a Seven style energy, while still being an X-Files episode where weird things happening. It was just so great, and it just made me so happy because I was like, I know what's going on here. I understand the paranormal thing because we talked about it.
I'm looking up pictures because I needed to refresh myself. I was thinking of a different episode, but yes, this is coming back to me. And that guy who plays the bad guy is in like 1,000 TV shows as a one-off bad guy.
Yes, yeah, he's a major character actor.
Yes, Pruitt Taylor Vince.
Yeah. He was in
is the actor's name.
He was in Jacob's Ladder, great movie. He's in Natural Born Killers, not as great a movie.
Pretty sure he was in Supernatural.
He was on
And
Murder
I
One as
believe-
well, and yeah,
Criminal Minds.
Deadwood.
Yeah, he's just in a bunch of stuff.
He's one of those people. He has a face. Like in the way of
Very recognizable.
He's got a face. Like not like we all have faces, come on. But like
Right,
this
yeah.
guy, you look at him, the fact that in this episode he's able to kind of bounce his eyes back and forth.
Yeah.
I don't know how you train yourself to do that, but he's doing it so effectively that it's like it's unsettling.
It's unsettling.
But it also is just like, yep, this guy knows exactly how to play characters. Like he is in this person to the way that he would be scary to run into in the dark. You'd be like, and he'd be like, hey, I'm an actor. And be like,
But I've seen you so scary so many
You've
times.
You've been a murder man. I don't know.
Like a bunch.
Multi-murder man.
So you'll recall, both you and potentially listeners, second Zelda episode reference we'll have in this episode. During our Zelda episode, Drew and I agreed to start an X-Files rewatch, and that finally started.
Hell yeah.
So I've rewatched the first 3 episodes, and they're bangers. They're bangers right out of the gate.
And, like, Duchovny is so cute in those
Oh
early
my
episodes,
God.
right? Like, he's so, like, he's such a little boy.
He's such a little boy. Scully's such a little girl. Like, when I say that Drew and I rewatched 3 episodes, I mean that 3 episodes played while we said 90s and God, they're hot over and over again.
Both of which are true.
Yeah, big time 90s, big time hot. So those first 3 is the pilot, which we've discussed on the show. Deep Throat, which is our first instance of the Deep Throat character being, I don't know, spooky isn't the right word. That's Mulder's word.
Yeah, he's kind of
being suspicious.
Yeah, I think he's just
Whose
suspicious.
side is he on?
Yeah, he's just sort of in the margins enough that you're like, this guy's important, but why?
But why? And do I trust him? And then one of the best episodes, the third episode is one of the best episodes. Squeeze.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Oh, Eugene Toombs. The episode started and I was like, wait, I know what this is called. And so I had Drew look it up while I closed my eyes and tried to remember. And I did. I remembered it.
And what a huge swing for the third episode of this show too, where it's like, hey, look, okay, we're going to start out. It's kind of like, it's a 2-hander. It's sort of a procedural. Yeah. It's sort of a conspiracy piece. It's going to be like about the FBI and about whatever.
And now we're doing a fucking monster,
this
dude.
This guy can ooze himself through things.
Yeah. Okay, so you've seen Clarissa Explains It All. It's kind of like that.
He's got to eat human fat. Otherwise, he's going to die.
Livers. He's eating their livers.
Well, because they're fatty.
Yeah, that's true.
He likes those livers.
Oh, man. Oh, what a banger of an episode.
Yeah.
So that was super fun to like get. It's the first time I've rewatched them in 10 years, I think, apart from the few we've done for the show.
It's really just so good. Like I don't know.
They're just Weedle babies.
I'm gonna get back into my loop of watching like one a night kind of thing as the wind down.
Yeah.
Because they are, I don't know. Like once you get through some of the season 3, like we're gonna be doing, oh, this is a Native American thing and this is a Asian thing.
Yeah.
Like, once you get past those where they're really like on Front Street being racist about just mythology, right, you get back to the stuff where it's like, no, this is great. Like I don't know.
Yeah.
God, what's the Jose something, the book one?
Jose Chung from Outer Space.
Yes. Yeah. That episode. That's a season 3 episode. It's near the end of season 3, but that's like you're 3 seasons in, you're fully breaking canon and reality to be like, well, what if the episode was the book depicting the episode while the characters occasionally chime in to comment on what's accurate and inaccurate about what I love that shit. Like
fun. That's one of the most iconic episodes.
Yeah. The oh man, just the amount of influence that show has to have on literally anybody who's ever wanted to create anything to understand, oh no, you don't have to do, it doesn't have to be like, oh, who's the murder of the week and we just do that.
Right.
Like I wish more shows did things like this, and I recognize that we're past that point because like network TV almost no longer exists in that format, right? Network TV exists only in a procedural format because they just need people to sit down and watch the same thing they expect every single week. But if we could get to a place where like, because prestige TV is doing it to an extent, but it's also not. This was so playful, I guess, is the thing, right?
Yes,
like the X-Files would take a risk on something like Jose Chung or like the Freak Show episode or any of these like super bangers. Where
I think those are written by the same guy.
Probably so.
I think so.
I mean, okay.
So it's just funny that you pull those. I think part of it is that X-Files had 26 episodes a year,
You got
a
to burn
season,
a few, yeah.
where or not just burn, like, yeah, some of them are like filler episodes, but you have the space to be creative without sacrificing the season story arc, whereas seasons these days are 8 episodes, 12 if you're lucky.
Yeah.
Like, there's just not room for the experimental stuff anymore.
Which is too bad, because I don't know. The
I
experimental
agree.
stuff makes a show like the X-Files really resonant. Like if the X-Files was just Mulder, alien, Scully,
the big-
skeptic, government conspiracy, you'd be like, okay, how long did
Right.
it go? How did it go like 10 years? I don't understand how it went that long.
No.
You'd be like, I'm guessing 4 at most, especially with 26
I like-
episodes.
Yeah. Like, I like little side quests. I like fleshing out the world like that. I like, even if it's like the X-Files is a little bit of a specific type of example, because it's like technically in our world, but it's like larger and weirder than what we see. Like, I like getting to explore stuff like that, even with low stakes stuff in low stakes situations.
Totally. I mean, I think, I don't know. This could be a me thing specifically, but I would be fine if every single show that I liked after 2 seasons just made some weird hard pivot and became a completely different thing, and then kept hard pivoting. You know what I mean? There's
I do. I don't know that I would like that.
there's an episode in Star Trek: The Next Generation where some aliens convince Will Riker that he is older and he's now captain of the Enterprise, and Picard is no longer captain. Now, the reason that sort of that episode existed was because there was, at the end of, I think, season 3 or 4, when Picard becomes a Borg briefly, they were still in negotiations with Patrick Stewart about whether he was going to come back or not. So they left it on a cliffhanger where it could be he's Borg now and he's off the show. We'll kill him and he's off the show. So they made an episode later on that was like, hey, what if it kind of played out that way, except Picard became an admiral and was now no longer connected to the Enterprise? There's a part of me that would be like, yeah, do it. Like, let's go. let's allow. And I recognize that maybe this is counterintuitive even to my own reasons for watching TV, but like, there's something interesting about give me change that is interesting in these people so that I can have an easier time coping with the change that I must confront all the time. Because because TV shows often, at least for me, end up being sort of a touch point of like, well, nothing about this really changes. So this is comforting because I can go to this world where these people continue doing whatever they're doing, regardless of everything else that's going on in the world or in my life.
And they're
or
my
whatever.
friends.
And they're my friends. Yeah.
They're my pals.
Yeah. And so maybe allowing a show to be like, here's whatever. And that's probably why I like Star Trek: The Next Generation anyway, because the Star Trek format was, at least before they started becoming more serialized, was like the X-Files, where it's like, hey, cool.
Yep.
We've got a planet of the week. There's kind of a few sort of arc plots that connect to each other, but generally speaking, every episode is a one-off that is just about like, it's a character study of these characters. We get to trot out some interesting, weird makeup and a strange sort of parable,
Yes.
and we confront it, and then we dip out, and you come back the next week and you find a new thing. And so maybe that's why I like when the X-Files does that, especially zanily, because they are
Yes,
embracing
yeah.
this, like, hey, look, it's a TV show. And all we've done, like, we've set a premise that is basically literally any of these things could exist. And we've got a skeptic, so it's okay that you don't believe that they exist, because she doesn't either.
Right. We're already dealing with that argument.
Yeah, you're grounded. You can be grounded in Scully, because Scully's smart. She's a hot super genius, and she doesn't buy
Yep.
any of this shit until it happens to her. And even after, sometimes she doesn't.
And even then.
So you just go where we want. Anyway, I'm prattling, but I just think it's fun. I wish more shows
Agreed.
did fun like that. I wish that we were more acquainted with
Agreed.
fun and less acquainted with like how deep into the suffering of these characters can we get before we hit a breaking point, and then we have a cliffhanger so that you come back next season to watch them suffer more until they break again. Like,
let's just have nice stuff.
Yeah, I want to have
let's just have nice cozy
give me an
stuff.
old ballroom dancing episode of the X-Files. I want that. You know what I mean? Like, let's
God.
go. Let's do it. Let's get.
I would love that.
That was the Mouthgarf Report.
Hooray!
Hooray!
Oh boy.
Yeah, I mean, who boy is right. That means it's time to play. I see what you did there.
Okay.
All these are going to be dancing related. Okay.
Great.
In one way or another.
Great.
So you're going to love it. You're going to love it.
I know so much about dance.
You love it.
I know so much about
You
dance.
do you?
No.
How much do you know about dance? Okay. So I was going to say, I don't know much
I
about
maybe know more than the average person, simply because I did sound for so many dance events in college, and Savannah was a dancer.
Yeah, so you're quite okay. So you've been immersed in dance. You're in.
I've been next to somebody immersed in dance.
Cool. Okay.
I've been dance adjacent.
So there's one of those high walled like soaking tubs full of dance.
Yeah.
Savannah's in that tub, and you're standing next to him, being like, "Yeah, how's your day going?"
Just waving inside.
Okay. Number one. This is the NATO phonetic alphabet way to abbreviate the phrase "what the fuck." It also sounds like a brown liquor and two types of dance.
Mm-hmm.
And this film review platform deems Strictly Ballroom fresh with 88% approval.
Whiskey Tango Foxtrot and tomatoes.
You see what I did there?
And I was so happy to see how good of a score it had on Rotten Tomatoes.
Yeah, really...
Metacritic too. Like, it just has good scores across the board.
It's just a good ass movie.
It's just a good ass movie. It's just a feel good time.
Yeah, we're just having fun. People are finding themselves. What's better than that?
Yeah, love it. And they're finding each other.
Yes. But they're finding themselves first, which makes it better that they're finding each other, right?
So good.
Because, like, look, hey, little digression, but you can't find someone else until you find yourself.
That's what they say.
I think it's true. I think you can find a lot of. I think you can find a lot of other people, but I don't know that you're going to find them really unless you find yourself first.
I don't think you ever find them.
You might not. I think maybe that's the thing. Maybe the whole goal is that two people have found themselves, and so they are able to interact honestly with one another.
They just have a handshake agreement to be cool about it.
Hey, I'm me, you're you. Hey, cool.
Sick.
Let's share an awkward kiss at the end of a movie. All right, I'm vamping. We had a headphone-related mishap.
I couldn't hear you.
That was great. I said I was vamping and that we had a headphone-related mishap.
Oh,
I wanted the
the
listeners to know, because I might leave it in, but I might cut it out. So who knows?
I'll give context in case you decide to leave it in. I have to wear my headphones like a goddamn DJ fuckboy with one ear off, because I've got two new piercings that are still healing and they can't be compressed. And I gestured my head too wildly. I was too enthusiastic and they went flying off.
But now you are playing as DJ Fuckboy on Shotwell later this week, right?
Yeah, I was gonna save that for the plugs, but now's as good a time as any.
Yeah. I love your music.
That's right. That's how I brand it too. Music question mark. Come by for some music question mark.
You know what? I would honestly go check out some music question mark. I think I would be more intrigued about that concert if someone was like, music?
Be like, what is the question mark about?
Yeah, what's happening here? No, I'd be in though. It's like, oh good. They have as much confidence in themselves as I do in myself, and therefore I probably will like this.
Okay, good. None of us know what's going on. Excellent. Yes. Excellent.
Perfect. More signs should have questions on them. Okay, number two. This hip-hop dance, characterized by jerky arm and shoulder movements in time to music, was created by Al B, or Albert Boyce, in 1981 and was initially called the Albie. It became a viral internet meme in 2013 when paired with a song that shares its more common name. And this is a modified dumbbell that oscillates, purportedly increasing the effects of exercise. And it's also pretty sexually suggestive in nature. The dance is localized to a neighborhood of New York City.
Oh, the Harlem Step.
Almost.
Harlem Shake.
Yeah. Okay, now you need an oscillating dumbbell.
Wait. Harlem Shake weight.
Shake weight. You see what I did
Thank
there?
you.
Yes.
I was like, I can picture the weight. I can picture the suggestiveness. I can't remember what it's called.
I watched a couple of old shake weight commercials on YouTube because I was like,
gosh, yeah.
And it is at once not nearly as sexual as one
you
says,
remember it.
but it's also thousands of times more sexual than it needs to be. Like, it's just very, I don't know. It's just very funny that it's like, this is just the thing. You're just like listeners, you can't see, but you know what I'm doing.
Yeah, he's doing an act out. You know it. You know what the shake weight is. And if you don't, boy, you should start wearing sunscreen before it's too late.
If you don't,
you're such a baby.
turn 18 and then check out a little pornography. Basically all it is. We're shaking weights. There's an SNL sketch that was a thing too that like had Amy Poehler and Tina Fey and a bunch of
oh god,
where they really did it up.
And
then of course Family Guy. Look, every single person riffed on that because it was the easiest target. See, and instead they could have made Jose Chung, but no, they made Shake Weight.
And yet,
I'm just saying. Okay, Harlem Shake Weight. Number 3. This 2004 dance film prequel is set in 1958 and takes place during the Cuban Revolution. Stars Diego Luna and Romola Garai. And this is a 1967 song by the Moody Blues that you, Kelly, shared with me in meme form regarding its use as an entire baseball team's walk-up song.
Oh no, I just forwarded that. I just forwarded it. I didn't know the song.
You can look at your text messages if you want to see. It's in there still. It's not even that far back.
Okay, it's Havana Nights.
It sure is.
Sweeper. Nights. Night moves. No. Night.
The Knights are in something.
Oh. A cage, and they've been doing just fine.
It's an alabaster, not silk, but close.
Satin?
Yeah, thank you. Okay. And alabaster is a synonym for?
Oh, white satin? Havana Night Satin?
Yeah, look, you're close enough. I'm going to give it to you. It's Dirty Dancing Havana Nights in White Satin.
Oh, Nights in... I forgot the... Okay, I see.
Nights in White Satin by the Moody Blues. Yeah, you see what I did there. Okay, number 4. This dance move is found in several forms of social dance, including square dance, contra dance, English country dance, and Scottish country dance, and it involves 2 dancers approaching each other, passing around one another back to back, and returning to their original positions without turning to face each other during the maneuver. And this is a 1968 dystopian science fiction novel by American writer Philip K. Dick, which served as the basis for the 1982 film Blade Runner.
To see, this is one where the pronunciation, I think, is not correct.
Well, it's not, no. But it works.
Dosey do androids dream of electric sheep.
Yes. Dosey do androids dream of electric sheep. You see what I did there? Yeah, it should have been Dosey do androids, but
right.
It works.
It's fine. You know what? Beggars can't be choosers.
We'll go to the judges. They'll allow it.
Fine. They're all rolling their eyes.
Yeah. One of them died from eye rolling, actually. I just saw
I'll allow it.
Okay. Number 5, last one. These are Latin American dances that are danced to a, quote, saucy genre with blended influences from Cuban and Puerto Rican music. And it's typically danced with a partner. And this is a Shakespearean idiom referring to a period of carefree innocence, idealism, and pleasure associated with youth that might also refer to the raw greenness of youth, like so much fresh lettuce.
Oh, I got nothing on this one.
All right, so first Latin American dance that's saucy. It's
Yeah.
like a sauce.
Oh, it's like a sauce?
Yeah, I mean it's
That's what you meant by saucy?
It's literally
It's
a
not-
word that means sauce.
Oh.
You tend to be served this with chips upon entering a Mexican food restaurant.
Oh, salsa.
Great. Yep.
So I would not call that a sauce.
It's a sauce. That's what salsa means. It's
Okay. Okay. But is this like the Mexican food that's like it literally translates to old clothes?
Yes. It's old.
Ropa viejo.
Right. Sure. No, salsa is salsa. It's a sauce.
Okay.
So now you need that Shakespearean idiom.
Salsa.
An idiom about carefree innocence and idealism and the greenness of youth, like so much fresh lettuce.
I can tell that you're giving me a clue.
The clue relates to a side dish that you might also get at a Mexican restaurant, or any restaurant for that matter, that is not your main course, but that a doctor would encourage you to have one of.
Oh, I don't think I understand. I don't think I see what you did there. Sauce appetizer?
No, well,
Sauce apple?
a specific greens-based dish. Like you put lettuce.
I mean, a salad?
Yeah, okay, salad. Now, give me an idiom with salad in it.
Salad days?
Salad days. Yeah, put it together with the other one.
Oh, salad
All
days.
salad days.
You know what's crazy is I only just heard salad days for the first time, like in the last month.
And it's been around since Shakespeare. It was in the Antony and Cleopatra, I believe.
Oh, well, then I guess I've heard it before and I just
She
didn't
laments her
ever pay
passing
attention to it.
youth as and compares it to salad. She says, "Salad days, my salad days."
Yeah.
It's all salad days. But yes, I know. I mean, salad days is one of those. It's a weird phrase. Like who says that?
It's a weird
nobody
phrase.
says that normally.
Where did I hear it? I don't remember now, but I just remember being like, oh, I guess I know what it means.
Yeah, you've heard of Honda days, but salad days?
But salad days, this is new. This is brand new.
What's the deal with salad?
All right. Thanks all. Willie S.
Yeah, good old Billy Shakes.
That's better.
I
Billy
like to call him
Shakes.
Billy
That's
Shakes,
better.
But we go
Yeah.
back.
Yeah. Well, you're much older than
It's
I am.
true.
So
Centuries older, as it turns out. And that was I See What You Did There. And now it's time to talk Debs.
How many Debs? How many Debs? How many Debs? How many Debs?
yo, that was 5 Debs,
Yeah,
right?
it's totally 5 Debs. Like it's
is such a
undeniable.
delight.
Look, the only thing it could be that isn't 5 Debs is 4.99 Debs because of that kiss.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
could
You're
take- I
right.
could
We
take
might.
1/100th of a Deb away.
Yeah. We maybe need to go 4.99.
But I'm reluctant to do that. We don't usually do that. But yeah, let's go 4.99. I think that's fair. I think it's fair to them
4.99.
because that's the sort of thing that, like, you guys are professional movers. We got to get this kiss down. We gotta practice this. Like, you guys, if you're dancing together to get used to each other, like, you're gonna have to smooch a couple of times.
You gotta smooch a couple times. I don't know.
This needs to look like you want to do it at least, even if it's clumsy. It
Right.
needs to look like you want to be there, not look like.
Honestly, clumsiness kind of sells it a little bit.
It would be way better if it was clumsy.
Yeah.
It
Yeah.
looks almost as if someone has photoshopped their hands out of the frame and they're pushing their faces together arbitrarily, and under some resistance they have reluctantly allowed their lips to touch.
Oh God. But other than that, great film.
It's so good. It's such a
so
fun
good.
one. Like, yeah. We've said it all already. I think it's fun to go back to the beginnings of these filmographies and look at these things and go, oh, and maybe that's the thing that we can do a little more frequently is just figure out, like, pick a director and do the first thing they did, and see how much of it we can sort of connect to later stuff. Which just means we'll have to be thoughtful about filmmakers we know, so that we're not on the hook to watch like 20 movies before an episode.
Right. I mean, like Wes Anderson, Christopher Nolan.
Yeah.
Could probably come up with some
Steven
more.
Spielberg.
See, I don't know. I don't actually know that I've seen a ton of
Maybe you haven't. I don't know. I think but I think Spielberg's done, because he's done like what, 25 or 30 movies. He's done an incredible number of movies. So it's almost like you've had to have seen some of them.
I must have.
You've seen Jaws.
Have I?
I don't know. You haven't?
I think I've seen it. In aggregate. Like, I think it's one that I've never sat down and watched.
You've seen
front to
parts
back
of Jaws over the course of your life to the point where, like, you've kind of seen. This is going to be an interesting thing, because then you will see Jaws and be like, whoa, it's so different when it's all put together.
Probably,
This year, 2025, is the 50th anniversary of Jaws.
Oh, yeah, it was playing at the Alamo. I missed it, but maybe I'll make time for it myself.
If you want to, we can do a Kelly's First Jaws episode of the show, because I love that movie for lots of reasons.
That would be fun.
And it does a lot of things that we didn't really even talk about this particular episode. That's kind of surprising to me, but we didn't really get into capitalism much at all.
No. Well, they cut the subplot from the movie,
fair.
so we cut it from the episode.
Due to budget overrun, we've decided to cut the capitalism segment. But yeah, like Jaws has a great capitalism sort of allegory in it that is very similar to, I think, things we confront now, like climate change and the like.
Classic.
Yeah.
Classic.
So yeah, there's something to think about. We'll do that later.
Yeah. Before we get too far from Strictly Ballroom, though, there is one little fun fact that we haven't discussed yet.
Bring it on.
Which is that the person who sings Time After Time in the version that they use throughout the film multiple times, as we did discuss, is Fran.
Oh, really?
I think I read that.
I didn't know that. That's great.
Yeah.
Oh, that's very cool.
Isn't that fun?
It is a great rendition.
She's a triple threat.
And that's like a top 50 all-time song, right? Like,
oh, it's got to be. Yeah.
Because I have never listened to it and been like, snooze. It's always like, oh, this is one of the most tender and straightforward.
It's a great song.
And Cyndi Lauper's version is great because she's got that like growl to her voice, right? That sort of sort of grating. But yeah, well, great job, Fran.
Yeah. Listeners, write in if I got that wrong. debutbuddies@gmail.com or leave a YouTube comment.
Yeah, or give us 5 stars on Apple Podcasts and write about why Kelly's wrong there in the review. Like, do that. Yeah, this was such a great pick. Thank you for picking it. This is a really good idea.
Yeah, I'm glad.
This was a fun watch. Really cool reintroduction to Baz for me to think about him in a different way. Because I think I just got so like pilled about like just kind of does bigger, gaudier, like whatever, and I stopped enjoying it. And this is like, oh no, this is the Rosetta Stone for Baz Luhrmann. If you get that, like, there's heart here, and the worst case scenario for him later is that the heart gets harder to find, which might be the only criticism we could ever have. But I need to go back and watch all those movies to really go like, am I missing the heart, or is the heart there and I'm just being distracted by all the shiny things instead of seeing it?
Yeah, I've the heart is still very much there up to Moulin Rouge. I don't remember Gatsby well enough to speak to it, and I haven't seen any outside of that.
And what's that? Is just Elvis after Gatsby?
I don't know. He's got a long IMDb, but I've just watched the Red Curtain trilogy plus Gatsby.
Okay. I'm gonna look up the old filmography real fast just to see if there are any other secret bangers on there that we didn't think about. He's also pretty handsome man. As
I didn't even look him up. He's in this. He's got a brief cameo in Strictly Ballroom. He's one of the dancers who gets like shoved out of the way.
Ah, like he had to shove his own dance career out of the way to become an award-winning film director. How
Yes.
sad.
Mhm.
No, yeah, it's Strictly Ballroom, Romeo and Juliet, Moulin Rouge. Australia is the one that we didn't mention, but I think I mentioned it last week when we were talking
I
about
think
this,
so. Yeah.
which I haven't seen that. I know it's
No, nor
known
have
to be
I.
a disaster of a sort because it's
Oh
like
no.
Nicole Kidman and Hugh Jackman, but it didn't do well in the wake of Moulin
Okay.
Rouge and what that did. And then yeah, Gatsby and Elvis, and that's it. He hasn't released a film since
Oh well,
2022.
dang.
So a total of 6 movies. 6 movies.
Well,
Not that
dang.
many. He's done one season of television. Well, one episode of The Get Down. And then yeah, he's been like a bit part actor and things. That's Baz.
That's Baz.
On our next episode, we are going to talk about the first credit card. We're going to find out how we evolved to a system where when we already made up the idea of money, we needed to make up the idea of later having money. Or the idea of, hey, I could use that person's money for now, and then they'll give you the money, and then I'll give them the money, but
Plus
and
a
they'll charge
little.
me so that I can have used their money.
It's a good system. I can't wait to find out more.
It makes nothing but perfectly logical sense, right? To go like, hey, I do a thing, I get paid to do the thing, but everything should be so expensive that doing that isn't valuable anymore. So I have to borrow extra
Right.
money to do things, and then I'm always paying. Hey, remember how I said we cut the capitalism segment?
We
We
found
found it.
it.
It's here. It's here at the end, like it usually is. It was under this rug the whole time. There's also Spot the dog from that book. Do you remember Where's Spot?
No.
A cute children's book that I loved. It was published probably in the 30s. I don't know. I'm very old.
Yeah.
So yeah, we're going to talk about the first credit card. Let's see how that goes. And then we'll probably, I assume we're going to read our credit scores on Mike.
Yeah.
We'll probably provide our social
Complete
security
report,
numbers. Yeah,
I think.
I think we'll just go
Yeah.
through Equifax, TransUnion, the
Yeah.
other one.
The other
Sounds
one.
good.
Experian.
Yeah, Experian. Yeah, they all
Yeah.
sound like robot villains in video games that no one
Yeah,
played. So that's cool. If you like the show, do what we said earlier. Go to Apple Podcasts, give us 5 stars, write a review, talk to us about Strictly Ballroom, talk to us about dancing. Tell us if Kelly was wrong. Be specific though. It has to be about that
Be
one
super
specific thing. We don't want you being like, oh, Kelly's wrong about like no.
Well, no, if you can be specific, you can tell me other things I was wrong about. Just be specific.
Okay.
Don't just be like Kelly was wrong, full
Fair.
stop.
Yeah,
Be-
I think that's
say what about and include timestamps.
this. Yeah. Let's really do that because what we want to do is go back and thoroughly forensically analyze where we've been wrong.
Yep.
So that we can
Yep.
come back next
Yep.
time and just be wronger, harder, and faster.
I'm gonna double down.
Hey, doubling down's in vogue now. That's what we do.
Oh God.
Heard of doubling down? What about quadrupling down?
Oh no.
Oh yes. If you like the music, Michael J. O'Connor, he's out there. He's making stuff. He has a band called Michael J. O'Connor and the Cold Family. So you can go to Michael J. O'Connor and the Cold Family.bandcamp.com to get some of that music. But he also just recently, breaking news for the past to you, because again, we recorded this well before it came out, but he has released a best of album of his work from 2005 to 2025 titled The Best of the Bad Years. And it's great. It's got a lot of songs on here that are very important to me as a Michael J.
Yeah.
O'Connor fan. And that you can go to michaeljoconnor.bandcamp.com to find. And I suggest that you go and that you listen, but also that you take advantage of the offer to give him any amount of money to own the album so that you can be part of history. Because that's what buddies do, is they
Yeah.
become parts of history, but they also give their creative buddies just a little bit of scratch, you know?
You gotta give him support
Just some
monetarily.
fucking love, right? Because he put a lot of work into this, and you know, we put some work into this too. So maybe some money, but we'll talk about that later. Look,
One thing at a time. One thing at a time.
This is about Michael J. O'Connor, and if you want to read some books,
And what is the band camp again? Michael J. O'Connor and the Cold Family.
there is Michael J. O'Connor and the Cold Family. michaelj.bandcamp.com, and there was also just michaelj.o'connor.bandcamp.com. So you got a couple of Michael J. O'Connor websites to visit. Saying Michael J. O'Connor over and over again it becomes like if you just keep saying the word news over and over again until it ceases to have a meaning. I love it. I love it. If you want to read books, go to readspaceboy.com. We publish books. They're interesting. They're by independent authors. They're telling stories much like Jose Chung and any of those X-Files that I like. They're not the story that you might be expecting, but they still good. And you want them.
Yeah.
And what the heck? Like, look, you're going to spend like $5-6 on an ebook. You're going to read it and be like, oh, there's some fun stuff in here. I could have like eaten a sandwich, I guess, instead. Like, whatever. I'll eat the sandwich later. Enjoy it. So we'll be back to talk about the first credit card. And your homework assignment, until then, show us your Paso Doble. Yoha.
Yoha!
Bye, buddies.
We did it!
First is bad.